Hello friends, this is Sonu and today I'm going to discuss about very important topic, that is the blood. As you all know that blood is how much important for the human body. So first of all, what is the blood? Blood, it is the, we can say, body liquid in human as well as in animal, or we can say that it is the types of liquid connective tissue. So blood is the mix of about 7 to 8% of the all over the body weight, and approximately 5 to 6 liter of the blood are every time present in the healthy human body, or we can say it circulate in the human body. So first of all, today we'll discuss about introduction of the blood, component of the blood. As you know that blood synthesized from the red bone marrow and secrete from in the blood circulation. About the synthesis, like how it is synthesized from the red bone marrow, because then red bone marrow have a stem cell and then a stem cell further divided into different types of cell, and that cell is synthesized different component of the blood molecule. So we will discuss separately about the synthesis of the blood. Today we'll discuss about the introduction of the blood and their component. So what could be the function of the blood? A lot of function of the blood, but we have to discuss very important function. So you can see the first function, that is the transport of the gas. That is the very important function, that transport the oxygen as well as in some waste product, that is the carbon dioxide and some other waste product. Next, that is the transport of nutrient. Nutrient means for the nourishment. It can be vitamins, it can be hormones and so on, all types of nutrients. Then maintain the pH level. It's also very important for the maintain the pH level. Then maintain the body temperature. Protective function. Protective function, as you know that from the white blood cell it's produce antibody, and whenever the microorganism attack in our body, they protect by the microorganism and some other problem also. That's a protective function. Then transport hormones. As I said that it also transport the hormone. Then clotting factor. It also belong to the protective function because the thrombocyte or platelets to prevent the bleeding, stop the bleeding by the clotting. Then transport waste product such as carbon dioxide, lactic acid from the muscles during exercise and during other works, urea and ammonia by the urine, because in the kidney it's we can say secrete or waste, like a waste product by the urine it came. So this is the, and some other function also the blood is doing, but this is the very important main function. Now we will discuss that blood component. Like for example, you take from any person by the syringe 2 ml blood, you just see that it's a red, but in a red color of the body, that blood liquid, which types of component is there. So let's discuss about the blood component. Blood component. For example, in any person or any patient, you took from that person is 2 ml blood, and as you know that centrifugal is a machine that very fast rotation. So from the tube, like that is the glass like tube, and that tube you take from the syringe, you take blood from the person by the syringe, and the 2 ml blood you inject in this tube, and in this tube you will put on the centrifugal machine, and after approximately 4 to 5 minutes or maybe 2 to 3 minutes, by the centrifugation it's very fast rotation, and after the rotation you can see that blood is divided into 3 main part. Should we draw very clearly? So after centrifugation, this is the tube, and it's divided into three main categories after centrifugation. So you can see that this blue is the plasma protein. Plasma protein. Then the small is the WBC, which include platelets and leukocytes. And the red one, that is the RBC or erythrocyte. So out of the 2 ml of the blood, approximately 55% of the plasma and the less than 1% of the WBC and 45% of RBC. So these are the percentage that you took 2 ml of blood from the patient or from the person, and by the centrifugation you centrifuged, and after the centrifuge in a tube you can see that plasma protein, WBC and RBC is as we can say that it's subdivided into three groups after the centrifugation. Plasma protein, that is a 55%, WBC it less than 1%, and the RBC, that is the 45%. And the WBC and RBC can be seen formed element. Now we'll discuss about individually that in a plasma protein which types of component are included in a plasma protein, WBC and RBC. So let's discuss about first plasma protein. Plasma protein, that is the 55%. Out of the plasma protein, approximately 92, should we write not like that, plasma protein approximately 92% is water. Means out of the 55% of the plasma protein, 90 to 92% of water, and the rest are, that is the dry substance. We can say that is the dry substance. So rest molecule, rest component is dry component. You can say dry component. In the dry component, like in dry component is divided into two parts, that is organic and inorganic. Approximately organic 6 to 8%, and 0.9 to 1.5%, that is the inorganic substance. Inorganic substance mainly protein, lipid, carbohydrate, then nutrient, then some other like some gas and some electrolyte. In inorganic compound is divided into cationic, inorganic, cation and anion. So let's discuss about protein. Protein, like in a protein app, albumin. We will discuss everything separately, not just in. I'm discussing about the introduction, that which types of component are included in the blood. Then we'll further discuss every uh, component separately and very deeply. So albumin, fibrinogen, fibrinogen, and globulin. Lipid, from the lipid you can understand that it's a natural fatty acid, natural fat, phospholipase, cholesterol, that is the lipid. Carbohydrate, this is the, we can say, the glucose, that is the plasma glucose, that in normal value of the glucose 3.3 to 5.5 ml per liter. Nutrients, it can be vitamin and hormone and some other substance. Gaseous like oxygen, nitrogen, and some other gases. So these are the organic compound. About inorganic compound. Inorganic compound, cation like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Anion compound, bicarbonate, phosphorus, and chlorine. So inorganic compound, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Anion, sodium bicarbonate, phosphorus, and chlorine. This is the cation and anion. About the organic compound, that is the protein. Protein, it can be albumin, fibrinogen, and globulin. Albumin, you can say that you can understand that it should maintain the transportation as well as maintain the pH system, and also maintain the oncotic pressure. Fibrinogen, it's maintain the, or we can say prevent by the prevent the bleeding, because it's a clotting factor which produced from the liver. Globulin, it's divided into alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha, beta, it's for the transportation and maintain the pH level, and gamma, that is the antibody, protect about the antibody protection function. About the lipid, natural fat, phospholipid, and cholesterol, you can understand that in a lipid is include natural fat, phospholipid, and cholesterol. Carbohydrate, it is the glucose. So the normal level of the glucose 3.3 and 5.5 millimole per liter. Nutrients like vitamins and hormones. Gases, oxygen, nitrogen, and some other gases also. About the inorganic substance, as I said already, so that you can see. So this is about the plasma protein. Now we'll discuss about the white blood cell, that is the less than 1%. But it's a less than 1%. The concentration is not too much in the human body, but the function is very high, very important function. WBC, less than 1%. And WBC include leukocyte and thrombocyte. Thrombocyte, or we can say platelet. In a leukocytes, it's a granulocyte, and granulocyte. Agranulocyte means absent the granules. So in the agranulocyte, that is the monocyte and lymphocyte. And the granulocyte is which present the granules. So neutrophil means fills. By the fills you can understand that's a granulocyte. Whenever like neutrophils, then basophils, and finally eosinophil. So if you not you can't remember, or if you're forgetting that which one is the granules and which one the agranules, so by the philic, whenever you see the philic, it's a belong to the granulocyte. Not philic, it's agranulocyte. So by this way you can remember. So these are the component of the WBC. About the function, we'll discuss everything very detail, but very briefly you can understand that leukocyte is a protective function. Whenever microorganism, it can be exogenous or endogenous or external or internal, they all, whenever they attack over the human body, by this component automatically it's protect. Thrombocyte and platelet, also I said that it's maintain or prevent the bleeding whenever the you cuts or any internal bleeding or internal external bleeding, it's try to prevent the bleeding. So this is the function. Now finally discuss about the white blood cell, I mean red blood cell, that is the erythrocyte. One thing also I forget to tell, that you heard about the serum, that what is the serum. So very briefly we'll discuss about the serum. Serum is not very, we can say, difficult to remember. Just you remember that during the centrifugation you just remove the fibrinogen. Without fibrinogen called serum. So we can say that without fibrinogen known as serum. Means, as I said, that in a protein has three parts: albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. So if you remove the fibrinogen, and that substance, that component is called serum. So nothing is difficult to remember about the serum. And about the function of the serum, we'll discuss that it's in a laboratory investigation, a very important component for the laboratory investigation in clinical. Now about the RBC. RBC, 45% of the RBC. About the RBC, you can understand that RBC is a very important blood component, body fluid, that it's carry oxygen and carbon dioxide and some other gases. So it is a very important body fluids or blood component that doing a lot of important work, including the gaseous exchange. So about the RBC, just you remember that 45% of the RBC out of the whatever you centrifugation of the blood, it can be 5 ml, 2 ml, doesn't matter. So whatever you centrifugation, out of that centrifugation is 45% of the RBC. And about the RBC is not any like RBC is divided into some other component. It's just RBC is the RBC, and they doing the on function of the RBC. So I think this is the our main blood component, or we can say introduction of the blood physiology. Because if you understand about the blood component, then we can further move further. We can discuss that what function of the RBC, what function of the WBC, platelets and plasma protein and so on. So in the next session we will discuss about erythrocyte, I mean the red blood cell, about everything about discuss red blood cell. Then we'll discuss other component. So hope you will understand about the introduction of the blood physiology, and you will like. I will very try to soon discuss about the erythrocyte. So thank you so much.